The story so far. Layton and friends unearth a bit of Henry's past while searching the reunion inn. They carefully... Ooh, autismo. Sorry. They carefully work their way through a series of cryptic puzzles. My microphone's so far away. Hold on, I'm moving, you guys. Give me a second. Hopefully that's not too annoying. I was not ready to record. That much is obvious. They carefully work their way through a series of cryptic puzzles left behind by the masked gentleman. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. I think I had that over there like the entire time I was in a call with a friend yesterday, so. Cryptic puzzle left behind by the masked gentleman? What? Shit, yeah, large bed by a window. Said there was one on the 3rd floor. Morty did. What did he say? That's exiting the hotel. Emerald Suite. So what's the next scam, Connor? Who are we gonna fleece next? You know, you're almost as brainless as you are ugly. Has all of that hair product frozen your brain? What do you mean? This hair is my brain. Is it? I set everything up perfectly, but you always seem to find a way to mess things up. You know what? I've had enough of your lip. How you like a knuckle sandwich with extra sandwich? There's no need for fighting, gentlemen. Hey, how'd you get in here? Layton, what a pleasant intrusion. Might I ask you what you're doing here? In my hotel room, You better get out of here now, bub, unless you want a sandwich with extra... Wait, how'd that go? Yes, you are interrupting our confidential exit strategy session, Layton. Do you mind? My apologies, gentlemen. Please don't mind me. All the people look like tiny ants from up here. I need to get a timer going. Please don't try squashing anyone. The point where the city ends and the desert begins is perfectly delineated. Really? That's fascinating. Usually things kind of taper off. The room speaks to an expert attention to detail. I'll be on my best behavior on this sofa. It's comfortable for 2, or cozy for 3. Are you trying to sell me a sofa? Hello. Look, we paid good dirty money for this room. You can't just shove us aside and start poking around. It's rude. Yeah, if you want to search our room, you have to pay us for the privilege. Get the hand coin for free, though. Since you keep getting it up in our faces, it must mean you want to duke it out. Perhaps some other time. Right now, I need your permission to search this room. Oh, my, aren't we presumptuous? Of course, Layton. Please, rifle through my room as soon as you solve this puzzle. You're a fan of puzzles, just like the masked gentleman. Miscreant. Fuck. I call him the masked miscreant. The cards in this tournament beat each other as follows. Fire beats wood, wood beats water, water beats fire. 4 players each draw 4 cards, which they have to play in order, going from top to bottom. Both players in a match play 1 card. Whoever wins moves on to the final. But if it's a draw, the next cards are played. Used cards are discarded. At the end of the tournament, one player announces, I'd have won if I'd been allowed to swap wood for water and water for wood. Who said this? I mean, wood beats water, so C moves on, D loses. Water, water tie. Wood, wood, fire. So fire moves on, so it's B against D. Then it'd be water against grass. So D wins. So it can't be D, first off. Oh, cool. So throw that up at the top. We got a memo here. I'd have one. So we already established. So this happens, which means D moves on. This happens and nothing happens. This happens. And B moves on. Then for round 2, let's do blue. This happens. And D moves on to win. So we can eliminate D as the person who said it. I feel like A is a good candidate, because if A was allowed to swap wood for water and water for wood, then this card would have gone against this card, wood would have won. And then this card would have gone up against this card, and water would have won. So that's very applicable. This one wouldn't have worked. C just straight up wouldn't win based on the 4 cards they drew. Wood would have won here. Wood still would have. What? D doesn't win that matchup. B wins that matchup. Who the fuck? Because B moves on because fire beats wood. Then B moves on again because water beats fire. Sorry about that one. But I think that changes nothing. I think it's A.
Just a dash of puzzle solving here.
But it's true.
A tough nut to crack.
You know from the diagram that in the first round, A plays B and C plays D. Yeah. And if A's water had been wood, they would have beaten B. And if their wood had been water, they would have beaten D. No. No, I got that wrong. Because my line here is incorrect. My line is incorrect and D does actually win. Which means A wouldn't have won with that swap, because this would be water and still would have lost against the wood. But you're back on the table. At the end of the tournament, one player announces, I'd have won if I'd been allowed to swap wood for water and water for wood. Seems like a player who played both water and wood, but not A. Let's just eliminate A from our thinking entirely, because we selected A and Layton told us we were wrong. B wouldn't have needed to make 2 swaps. What the fuck am I doing? D doesn't win the first round because grass beats water. am I doing? So then it's water, water, which is a tie. Fire, wood. Which means B wins.
Just a dash of puzzle solving here. A fine puzzle for a gentleman.
Correct. It was C who was lamenting her bad luck. If she'd had a few more draws, she would have won. Well, wow, you actually solved it. Got it entirely wrong. Is it too early in the morning for this? It's 10:30. It's 10:30. It shouldn't be too early for this. I should be awake. What the fuck is happening? Yes, indeed. Now, if you don't mind. Way to go, Connor. I thought your plans were always so perfect. Stick a sock in it, Frankie. A dirty one. Go ahead, Layton. There's nothing of value left in here anyway. We will be as quick as possible. Could this be the fine place surrounded by green and pleasing to the eye? It certainly is surrounded by green. There's another hint coin somewhere in here. Is it in the potted plant? It was behind the potted plant. This music is sick. Professor, there was a book hidden behind the picture frame. I see. So the place surrounded by green and pleasing to the eye is a green picture frame in this guest room. Why didn't he just come out and say that? Let's see. Let's see if this is another children's story. One, two, three, four. One day, a young boy found a wild dog in the woods near his village. The dog was hurt, so the boy took him in. As the dog healed, he grew to trust the boy. The two grew up together and became very close with one another. One day, the boy packed up his belongings so that he could fulfill his dream of becoming a scholar. The dog was sad to see the boy go. The boy grew into a fine young man and became a famous scholar. When he returned, he was eager to show his family and his dog what he had made of himself. But when he arrived, he saw that his house was empty. The boy, now all grown up, saw an old man pass by and asked him what had happened. The old man said that the family who lived in that house had been chased out years ago by a wild dog. And that's when the boy realized he had been betrayed by the one he trusted the most. He now had no home and no family to return to. With grief weighing heavy upon his heart, he disappeared into the woods, never to be seen again. Because instead he's gonna put on a mask of chaos. This is obviously about Randall and Henry. Henry's the dog, which, real rude thing to do, Randall. The end. Come on, Randall. You don't gotta be like this. Well, that was a sad story. Yes, clearly another allegory, but I'm not sure what it means. So that last part must be designed to lead us to another room, right? Yes, it seems that there is a wilderness theme here, with the dog and the repeated images of the woods. Morty, are there any rooms here with a lot of plants or foliage in them? Actually, yes. Please follow me. Good call, Professor. Hi, you're such a meatball, Connor. You say you're the smart one, but you can't even come up with a smart puzzle. I don't need this, Frankie. Not now. You may search our room now. You won't find much, though, I don't think. I found exactly what I was looking for. Listen, you guys aren't the criminals we're after. Conservatory. There certainly are a lot of plants in here. That one has flowers blooming, and that one is bearing fruit. This conservatory is the pride of our hotel. Over here on the left on the bottom screen, it looks like, I'd have to guess. Careful monitoring and maintenance of the soil and air allows us to grow plants from all 4 seasons in one room here. That's fucking wild. What amazing technology. I see there are animals here as well. What? How'd that bird get in here? Professor, that bird is sitting on a book. The bird appears to be guarding it. We'll need to approach it very carefully. Let me talk to him. This would be my first attempt at talking to a bird, but here goes. Caw, scraw, caw, caw. Anything, Luke? He said he's not moving until he gets his favorite fruit, whatever that is. There are plenty of different kinds of fruits in here. Does he mean one of these are his favorite? He didn't get that specific. Morty, do you have any fruitful insight? Mr. Lador said one tree in here is quite sensitive, but will bear a very rare and delicious fruit under the right conditions. Perhaps that's what the bird seeks. So we have to wait around here until the conditions are just right for this tree to bear fruit? Really? Well, although the tree withers easily in the wrong environment, it will produce fruit instantly in perfect conditions. I would guess the blackout altered the environment here. If we restore power, could we make this tree happy, so to speak? Ah, of course! There's a backup generator we use for this type of occasion. How could you forget something like that? How do we turn it on? It's yes, there's a switch somewhere in this room. Marty, did you forget where it is? Don't be ridiculous, I'm just remembering gradually. My apologies. It's okay, Morty, we can help you look for it. Hint coin on the palm tree. Looking for a switch. Could it? Nope. I was still trying to look. There's a tunnel here. There's a hint point in that tunnel. Alright. Looking for a secret switch. If I were a secret, where would I hide? Here? Teardrop Bud. I did find a secret there, in fact. Found it! It's in this weird-looking flower. Oh, I'm so glad you found it. Silly me. I think sticking your hand in that flower is going to require some bravery. Sorry. I think sticking your hand in that flower is going to require some bravery. Gotta get a little more rasp in there to do Luke's voice. Which is weird for someone so young. Well, let's brave up and flip that switch. Look, the canal just filled up with water. There's a new piece of fruit up there. Well, that bird doesn't seem to be moving. You know, the rind on that fruit looks pretty tough. Maybe if we crack it open, the bird might be a little more interested in it. Maybe it will crack if we knock it down from the tree. Is this a slingshot puzzle? Nope, just had to poke it. We did it, Professor. Now's our chance. Grab the book. Excuse me, pardon me. I just need to grab this book. Thank you. Make no mistake, this was left for us by the masked gentleman. What's written in this one? Let's find out. Once there was a very poor man who lived in a lively town. The man had nothing, but he got by with the help of the townspeople. One day, the richest man in town took pity on him and brought the poor man to a shop so that he could earn a living. The poor man ran a good business, and his shop thrived. His shop became known far and wide, and it grew into the most successful shop in town. Even the shops of the rich man who helped him could not compare. No longer poor, the man decided to buy all the food in town so that he could make a great profit. The trusting people sold him everything. The man raised the prices until no one could afford to buy any food. The man then sold the food to people in other towns. The man had become so blinded by money that he forgot the debt he owed to those in his hometown. Who is this about? Is this a mischaracterization of Layton like the other one's a mischaracterization of Henry? The town he called home, once prosperous, began to decline. The man's fortunes grew as the town people starved. It's not about Dalston. Dalston was already rich in the past. He built a palace in town. It was the largest palace ever built, and his wealth continued to grow each day. Could still be about Henry, honestly. The townspeople had no choice but to leave their homes, and in time, the man was left alone in his empty kingdom. There, his vast loneliness, as open as the sea, swallowed him whole. So we're looking for an ocean-themed room, I guess. Well, that story was horrible. These are children's stories? Yeah, handwritten by a guy who spent a good long while in a pit. What is the masked gentleman trying to tell us here? A town suffering in the face of prosperity. A man growing ever richer and forgetting the great debt he owes. An emptiness. What do you think, Professor? A vast, wide open emptiness. That's it. I believe that is the key here. Morty, what is the largest open space inside the hotel? The Grand Hall on the upper level, of course. Can you take us there, quickly? I mean, he could, but, you know, we're calling it here, so thank you guys very much for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves, and tomorrow's another day. I hope to see you then. Bye.